Well, welcome back to another episode of Talking with Tad. Today is a hot topic, the National Republican Convention. That is going to be what's the details? And today we are really lucky to have a special guest all the way from South Carolina, who is the co-chair. He and I work together as I'm the chair and he's the co-chair for the Committee on Arrangements for the Republican National Committee. But Glenn is not just involved in Republican activities, he's involved in so much. And you'll have to go to GOP.com and to go check out his resume under South Carolina and look at their leadership. But he is the chairman of the Budget Committee. He has been involved almost on every single committee that the RNC has, because he has been active since 2008. Actually, Glenn, if I'm not mistaken, that's when you were first elected as the national committee man. Definitely. Well, Glenn, before I let you start talking about the committee, I just want to remind you at the end, as we remind our viewers, that you are going to share something fun about yourself before we wrap this interview up. Now let's get going on this hot topic of the National Convention. Now today, I know one of the questions are, and I'm not sure you can answer this, where's the convention going to be?
Well, Tony Ann, first, thank you very much for inviting me to be on TAD Talk here with you. And I tell you, I really am proud to serve with you, and you're doing a great job. And with Robin Armstrong, Dr. Armstrong, who is both of you are leaders in the National Party, and just enjoy that we're in that southern region. Things are, we have a great time at our meetings, and we provide leadership across the RNC. So now getting to your question, where it's going to be, that's the $1 million question, really? And where it's going to be. And as you know, we were on our executive committee call yesterday, and the chairwoman, McDaniel, and the team are looking at cities. Matter of fact, I'm proud and happy that a number of cities there in Texas are interested in hosting the convention. But whatever it's going to be, we're going to have a great time. And I guess when we go back, Tony Ann, and look at it, you and the team, the Committee on Arrangement with Marshall Lee Kelly, have been in Charlotte for over a year, building relationships. We've been working, planning for the convention. You built a great relationship with the mayor and the host committee for the convention there in Charlotte. But the governor is the big spoiler in North Carolina. Who would not agree, who agreed, now not agreed to allow us to have our convention in Charlotte due to his slow reaction to moving the state of North Carolina out of their lockdown. But I find it so interesting. He was out protesting several times with the protesters over the last few weeks, thousands of protesters, and didn't see a problem with that. So, we're hoping to find out. We're hoping it'll be, we'll get the word, it's official. All of the delegates, not only there in Texas, would love to know where we're gonna go, but also in South Carolina. But we do know, as you were on the call yesterday, we will have some of our business in Charlotte for the convention, and we'll talk about that a little later as we go through.
Well, you're right, Glenn. As we're recording this today on a Thursday, and it's going to be shared on Saturday is when people start being able to view this. They might know at that point, but right now we just don't know. There's a number of cities that are on that table, as you just mentioned, and so we will we'll find out soon enough. But like you say, it's going to be awesome no matter where we're going to be. Right. Now, one of the things that that we, the executive committee, which the RNC, the Republican National Committee, had the right to do, is to invoke a rule. And maybe, and that rule was 37E. And maybe you could explain a little bit about that, and then we could go into details of how that's going to look as we start going. But the one thing we don't want to forget is that we are having a celebration, and we are going to nominate our president and vice president. But we'll talk about that. We need to repeat that a number of times so people know it. But shame on that governor for doing it. But
Yeah.
let's understand Rule 37E. Maybe you can
Yeah.
elaborate a little bit on that for us.
Yeah, Tony Ann, and thanks for that. Rule 37E of the Republican National Committee, the genesis of that rule really came about when another Texan, Texans are everywhere, they're involved in everything. At the time, President George W. Bush was in office, and we were having our convention, and I don't know if you were at that convention in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Nope.
Where there was a hurricane that came up. We had to delay the convention for, I think, a day and a half. And as a result of the Rules Committee, they put in a Rule 37E, that would allow the Republican National Committee to move the convention. Well, if we can't have our convention in the city that we have assigned and agreed to and announced where it's going to be due to unforeseen circumstances, the executive committee of the Republican National Committee could give the chairperson and the committee on arrangement the authority to move the convention to another location. So that's what we invoked yesterday, well, several weeks ago, and you won the calls. So we passed that Rule 37E, and as a result, it's given the chairwoman the authority to move the convention to another location due to that rogue governor in North Carolina not allowing us to have our convention, a full convention in Charlotte.
So with that, that's, you know, I'd forgotten that's when that rule came into effect. So thank you for sharing that. Now we're going to do a little bit of work, as you mentioned earlier, in Charlotte, and then we're going to move to that new city for 3 days of celebration. Pretty much what we're used to seeing, but the business part is going to be done in Charlotte. And so they're having to pare back the number of delegates. So maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that, on how they're going to do it and what day we will probably end up getting to have our business taken care of in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's a great question, Tony Ann. And for our delegates, what we will do, since we're moving the celebration part, the traditional convention evening activities out of Charlotte, we will have our business portion of the convention in Charlotte. And what that will encompass as it relates to delegates and who will come to Charlotte and how many, we will have, of course, our 168 of the Republican National Committee being our chairman for each state, a committee woman, committee man. We will also have there, which is critically important, our credential, our male and female from each state representing that serving on their credential committee, and the chairman of the state delegation for the convention are all will be invited to Charlotte for the business portion. And in Charlotte, pretty much what we will do is we will gavel in the convention. We will go through a few procedural items, and we will in turn take our credential roll call, and we will nominate the president there in Charlotte. So we will be there, as you know, Tony, and RNC, we generally have our summer meeting a few days before the convention starts, the business of the convention. But this go around, we will be in Charlotte. I think it's I think the 24th that Monday we will gavel in the convention and take care of that business. Then those of us, and it's going to be what, 36,
36, right, that's right.
yeah, members, convention goers that along with other support staff in Charlotte. We will, once we recess in Charlotte, we will scurry to wherever we're going to go to meet with the rest of our delegation and start the parties. So we're looking forward to that. And as you said, Tony Ann, it will be a traditional convention experience in that second location. We will have the Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday night, all the speeches, the keynotes. So hopefully our desire, as you know, and you've been working on this hard with the team, is that we deliver an excellent, as Marcia, you and Marcia have said, a 5-star delegate experience, and we're going to have a great time.
And we will. And I just wanted to elaborate just one little bit there, because when the 336 and the 336 members is not just our 50 states, but also our territories and
That's right.
So that's where that comes in. Sometimes that's a little confusing. So I just wanted to clarify that. But and I think what's also really important, right, that we have all the delegates from all the states are going to be in that new location, and we're going to celebrate together and renominate our president and vice president on that Thursday night. But so we will have the business in Charlotte, like you just said, and then move to that new location, and it will be a fabulous celebration. And like you say, it's going to continue to be a 5-star. I think, and I know that you said this, but I just want to confirm that we're looking at our platform, and our rules committee will not be taking place this time, because we're not going to have all the delegates and the representation, that we will go ahead and accept the 2016 platform and rules, and then we will change it, and then we'll review it again into 2024. Isn't that right? Isn't that how we're going to do that?
You are absolutely correct, and thank you for bringing that point up, because I'm sure there are some that'll be watching this and wondering about those two committees. So we'll just continue that. But also, Tony Ann, if I may go back and make sure that our delegates, everyone know that we will go through the roll call of, even though we're going to nominate him in Charlotte, we will go through the floor roll call for each state at our new location, whatever. I think that's on Tuesday evening where we normally do that. So we will do that. And we love seeing in South Carolina, Texas votes for, give all their delegates Donald Trump, the hats go up, and it's a great scene. So we'll still get to do all
That's right. So everyone's going to be able to participate. We just have to be a little fluid. Shame on that governor, but we're taking the best of it, and we're going to go forward. Well, now, Glenn, you have given us so much information, and I really think this has clarified a lot for our people that are listening today. Now, what we're going to now transition into that fun fact about you. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what this fun fact is, so this is going to be new for me too. Glenn, maybe you can share a little bit of something fun about yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's fun. Some people think so. And you probably, Tony Ann, I'm sure we have sat together at an RNC event, and they really do a great job of organizing those, and great food, desserts. And if you've ever been at the table with me, you probably have never seen me eat any chocolate dessert. I have never, as a small kid, I've never cared for chocolate.
No way.
And Linda can kill me. She just can't, people can't believe it, but I just have never cared for the taste of chocolate.
I don't, Glenn, that is amazing. I mean, really, I mean, could you give me that taste bud of yours? Because that is something, I mean, that's pretty hard to believe.
Oh, same with Linda. She loves anything chocolate,
Well,
but I just, and people sit with me and their dessert out and it's chocolate cake or some chocolate mousse. And I'll just leave it there, ask someone to my left or right, would you like it? Because I don't eat chocolate.
well, you'd like to take the apple pie or something, and then
Oh,
that
yeah.
chocolate. You'd
Now I
switch.
love ice cream. I love ice cream.
Oh, there you go. Now you and my husband are on the same page. Well, Glenn, thank you so much for taking the time today to share this. Thank you for all the work that you do. And I so enjoy working with you. And I just love how we've had this time to be able to share with the people to hear the rest of the story at this moment, what's going on with the National Convention. We really appreciate it. And I hope, and I can't wait to see you in Charlotte in just a few, not many days, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
thank
right.
you. Thank you so much for being with us. And thank all of you for listening and joining in, and share it with somebody, because this way they will learn also what's going on the National Convention. Thank
Thank
you and
you.
have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, Glenn.